Also, this young boy, who is this boy? Who can identify? So most of us at the early stage of life, these people, we are not famous, we are not recognized throughout the world. Even nobody know who is these people at their stage of life. Similarly, at now at the current stage of our life, we may not recognize by others or the crowd in the world. But after they develop their personal interests, expertise, attributes, they are well known throughout the world because they develop their own personal brand. For instance, the first picture, actually the picture of Albert Einstein, was a German-born theoretical physicist who is widely known as the greatest and most influential scientist of all time. Best known for developing the theory of relativity, Einstein also made important contribution to quantum mechanics and was thus a central figure in the revolutionary reshaping of the scientific understanding of nature that modern physics accomplished in the first decade of the 20th century. So at the early stage of life, we might not recognize this space. But after he developed some personal brand in the science, he was well known throughout the scientists and is the most influential scientist of all the time. Until today, we recognize his contribution in the physics because of his personal brand as a scientist. And similarly, go to this figure 2, which this young boy, maybe at this age, we may not recognize this person, but actually, who is this? Is a well-known or is a famous politician who is Mahatma Gandhi, known as Mahatma Gandhi, was an Indian lawyer and he was a fighter for the independence of India, and he also known as Mahatma. Mahatma means greater soul, which first applied in South Africa in 1914 because of his great contribution. He also become inspiration throughout the world to fight against the British ruler. So Mahatma Gandhi at this age, maybe people don't know him, who is he, but after he developed his personal brand, he become well known until people call him as a great soul, which is in Sanskrit Mahatma means great soul. And similarly, this young lady, nobody recognized her, but after she developed a personal brand, she was known queen of all media, who is recognized throughout the world as a queen of all media. So she's an Oprah Winfrey, which is a famous host for a famous program in Chicago, USA, which is the program name is the Oprah Winfrey Show. So at the early stage, although she born in a very poor family, she struggled in her life. She undergo a very terrible life when she was young, when she was known to nobody in the world. But after that, she became the most uh, or queen of all media. She was called as a queen of all media because of her personal brand in the field of media. And the fourth person, maybe some of you know because he's very famous in the field of music, dance, and art. So no other than that, Michael Jackson, who is well known as a singer, songwriter, dancer, and known as the king of pop in US and throughout the world. So he also personally influenced the artists across the world because of his break dance and his song. all that influenced the artist throughout the world, and he developed his personal brand in the field of music and dance. So the last person, and who is this boy? Maybe most of us not recognize. Of course, same like us at the early stage of life is not known to anyone throughout the world. But current in the current world is a well-known person, is a business magnate, Elon Musk, who is a business magnate and investor, and also the founder, chairman, and CEO and chief technology officer of SpaceX, and also the Tesla Incorporation. So he's a business magnate. So all these people, as we can see when you read their history, you can see they are not famous, or they are known. They are not known to the world as a famous people. But after they develop their personal brand in different field, for instance, Albert Einstein developed his personal brand as a scientist in the field of science, specifically in the field of physics. And same, Mahatma Gandhi developed his personal brand as a politician and independent fighter. And Oprah Winfrey in the media or as an author, she developed a personal brand as a uh, television producer, actress, and author. So she developed a personal brand as a television producer and become famous and success in a career. And Michael Jackson developed his personal brand as a dancer, as a musician, as a songwriter, and Elon Musk as a business magnate. And the big question we have to ask now, who are you and who am I in the current world? Of course, the answer for this question, most of us will answer we are nobody in the world. We are not, we cannot differentiate ourselves from the crowd. So when you ask, who are you? The most of us will answer, we are nobody. So how you can grow from nobody to a hero, or from zero to hero. So how to grow from zero to hero. So this workshop will concentrate as a person involved in academic, how you can use academic database to become a hero. So really you can grow from a zero to hero is a big question, but I'm sure if you follow all the tips and facts provided in this workshop, actually you can develop into hero in your field. So the solution for to develop from hero to zero is to build your own brand. Your personal brand is the only solution, because the crowd may may not recognize you at this stage of life, but after you build your own personal brand, you can be or you can stand out of the crowd because of your own personal brand. So the solution for this, how to grow from zero to hero, you must start develop your personal brand from now. So the personal branding is the only solution to grow from zero to hero. And the goal of this workshop to achieve career success. Maybe you can develop your personal brand if you are a politician to success as a politician. In music, you can develop your personal brand to success as a successful musician. But aim of this workshop to achieve career success as an academician. So this workshop only highlight those databases you can use as an academician, or in the field of academic to achieve your career success after you graduate from your master and PhD. So from now, you have to develop your personal brand. So before that, we see what is brand and what is personal brand. Of course, you only not listen to what I say in this workshop, but you have to work with what I recommend throughout this workshop so that you can develop your own personal brand and successful in your career, or you can attract the employer to appoint you in their companies, or in university as a lecturer, or in college as a lecturer. So you have to work out, not only listen, but from the day to day you have to wake up and work out to develop your personal brand in order to success in your career. So it's take a long time to develop your personal brand. So it's need time. So that's why I say you have to start work from today itself so that you can success in 5 to 10 years to through your personal brand. Of course, when I say brand, normally it's referred to a product or good or service from the business area. But a brand you can define as a name, term, or design, or symbol, or any other features that distinguish one seller's good and service from those other sellers. So this is a common definition of the brand, which refer to the name, term, design, or symbol, or any other features provided by a sellers and distinguished from other service and good. So that's the brand. For instance, Colgate is a brand for toothpaste. So the brand Colgate is well known until people normally refer to toothpaste as Colgate, because the brand become very famous until people cannot distinguish from toothpaste and Colgate. So Colgate means automatically we think about toothpaste because the brand becomes so famous and people cannot distinguish from other product. Even Darlie, sometimes the consumer might refer, Darlie is another product of toothpaste, but normally the consumer may call the product Darlie as a Colgate because the Colgate brand become very famous. So that's the definition of a brand. And for the personal brand, the definition can be the conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception. So the conscious and intentionally created personal brand in order to influence the public perception of an individual by positioning them as an expert in their industry or field, elevating their credibility and differentiating themselves from the competitor to ultimately advance their career, increase their circle of influence and have a larger impact. That's a definition of the personal brand. So personal brand is actually intentionally created to influence the public perception of an individual, where this personal brand can differentiate themselves from the other competitor in the same or similar field like academic. Why the university to choose you as a lecturer? So you have to tell through your personal brand why the employer must employ you as an employee in their company or in their institution. So that's why it's conscious and intentional effort to create and influence the public perception so that the person can elevate their credibility and differentiate themselves from the competitor, other competitor, which ultimately advance their career. That's why the title of this uh, workshop to career advancement, how you can create a personal brand so that you can advance in your career, or you can easily attracted to a job opportunity by using a personal brand. So, in a simpler definition, we can say that the more you market yourself and treat yourself like a brand, the more successful you will be. So, personal branding means building your reputation, growing your following, and constructing your name. Your followers, the number of followers in your social media will increase by developing the personal brand, and also your reputation. People know about you, your expertise, what your expertise. So all this eventually can attract you to a employer, because they might need a specific attribute or expertise to their companies. So when your personal brand fit to their requirement, you can easily appointed to a specific company because of your personal branding. So that's why it ultimately will help you to success in your career. So in the simple definition, you market yourself and treat yourself like a brand, and you develop your personal brand to build your reputation, your number of followers, and your name in the world. So only the personal branding can do this task. So the next question may arise in your mind: why is personal branding is important? It's a very good question to look into it, because the globalized world has created a great fiercer competition among the graduate, because this talk based on the graduate and postgraduate student. So when you graduating from a university, actually you have to compete throughout the nation. Let's say you are a Malaysian, you have to compete with the graduate from various university, more than uh, 24 public university and more than 50 private university graduates. So you have to compete with a very big group. So this competition become very critical, which require the student or the people to stand out from the crowd. So why the company must choose you? So you must tell the company through your personal branding why they must choose you. So hence the idea of differentiating oneself is becoming a more common idea. So because of this critical competition, you must differentiate yourself from the crowd, and this idea become a common idea. So respond to this pressure, and personal branding become important tools to success in this competition. So most of the personal branding literature suggests that branding yourself is the key to personal and professional success. So means if you don't have you don't brand yourself, you might not success in your career as a graduate or postgraduate student. So in order to ensure your success after your graduation, the personal branding going to play a very important role. And most of the literature, if you do literature study, literature survey, the most of the important studies show that or suggest that branding yourself will be play an important role for your personal and professional success. And so in order to your personal success and professional success in your career, you have to use personal branding. So, moreover, the argument that some of you may say that you don't want to brand yourself. So, what's the problem now? But you have to remember that others will do or will develop their personal branding, and they, although you might have more um, in your graduate degree or in your postgraduate, you might be done well compared to the person B, let's say B, who do less well than you in their exam or in their thesis during the postgraduate study. Because of the personal branding, the B person might be chosen by a company because they sell themselves through the branding of their information in the personal branding in the media, in the social media or in the academic based social media, so that they become more attractive to the employer compared to ourselves, although we claim we are the better person compared to others. Maybe you are the first class, but because you don't have the personal branding, you might fail to attract the employer requirement. So these all these 4 points I discussed is show how much the personal branding is important for our personal and professional success. So for reason for personal branding, why you must do personal branding. Before we see what are the tools available to develop your personal branding as a student, as a postgraduate or graduate student. So there are 4 important reasons you should understand why you must develop your personal branding. First one, help one stand out from the crowd. If you develop a personal brand, you will stand out from the crowd. For starters, like us, like a postgraduate student, graduate student, this personal brand going to help you stand out from the crowd, because your personal branding will tell the public who are you, what are the expertise we can expect from you. So in a world where everyone has a degree, you know, all of you after graduate, you have a same degree. Let's say PhD means you are in the pool of PhD, you have PhD degree. And the master holder, they all have master degree. And the basic degree means you all of you have basic degree. So employers are looking for candidate with something extra that make them unique. So how you going to tell the employer that you are unique from the crowd or other person in the crowd? Actually, by developing a solid personal brand, you can make yourself the one they remember or the company remember to take you. So by taking the time to define your brand, actually you can set yourself up for success in your career and also beyond the career, because your personal brand always there to help you to promote yourself to attract the job and other opportunity in the life. So as a starter, as a student, it's really very helpful to develop a personal brand which can help you to stand out from the crowd and eventually can attract the attention of the employers who are looking for candidate with something extra that make them unique for the company. So the second reason, the personal brand always lead to opportunity. You must remember the personal brand. You might don't know the effect, the real effect of personal brand. When you develop, you can really, in reality, you can feel the effect where you will get more opportunity as a student or postgraduate student, because we are live in a competitive world where everyone compete for the same job, clients and opportunities. So ladies and gentlemen, as you know, at this critical time, everyone is competing for the same job, where the number of jobs are very limited, and you are looking for the same client. Let's say you are working in an insurance company, you are looking for the same client. As a lecturer, we are looking for the same postgraduate student who going to join our university. So you have to compete among uh, for the limited resources. Uh, so to stand out from the crowd, it is essential to have a strong personal brand. So how are you going to success to find the same job, to compete for the same job, client and opportunities? By developing your strong personal brand. So personal brand actually make you unique and set you apart from the everyone else. Because when you develop a brand, let's say you are expert in um, nuclear magnetic resonance studies, NMR. You can read the data easily. So this make you a unique person in the field of NMR study. So if a university needs a lecturer in NMR study, actually they can easily take you as a lecturer because you have this unique uh, attributes or capability to run the NMR machine. So by developing a personal brand, you are actually giving yourself a competitive advantage. When your personal brand tell the world, tell the employers that you have a unique, specific ability to run or in a certain field, actually you give yourself a competitive advantage so that the company or the employers will employ you eventually because of your uh, personal brand. Let's say you don't develop a personal brand, so nobody in the world know about you, and this might not lead to you to any open opportunity in the job or in other opportunities, because you don't have personal brand and nobody going to look at yourself, because nobody know you. So to provide yourself, or to explore to the opportunity, the personal brand actually can play important role compared to the person without a personal brand. So you can clearly see when you develop a personal brand, actually you are lead to uh, actually you are lead to more opportunities in your life after you graduate from your uh, graduate study or postgraduate studies. The third reason, your audience will trust you more. Why? Because those person with personal brand, actually you reveal whatever capability you have or whatever unique attributes you develop or whatever unique expertise you have to the public domain. So when you reveal means you are confident, you can do whatever you claim your expertise. So personal brand can help you build trust with your audience. Audience means the employers, the companies who are going to recruit you as an employer in their companies, or in as an employer. So this will build your trust. The personal brand will develop the trust among your employers. They know what to expect from you and that you are an authority in your field, because your personal brand tell what are the expertise you have, what are the unique attributes you have. So the employers and the company can know what they can expect from you and what are the expertise you have, and they will be more likely to consider you for their next job opening, because you already publicize your personal brand. This company might aware the presence of you, and they might consider you for their next job opening. And maybe the employer might offer you the job without any application from you, because your personal brand developed a trust, uh, develop a trust among the employers. So without job application, you might be offered the job. So you can see the miracles can be done by the personal brand for your career success. Okay, number four, the reason people will always screen you online. If you go to shop, if you go to supermarket, you can see people are busy with their handphone uh, to surf the internet. So in the digital age, personal branding has become increasingly important, because most of the people spend their time in the internet. So that's why in the digital age, which is in the internet age, the personal branding become increasingly important. With social media and Google, it is easy for anyone to find information about you with just a few clicks. So ladies and gentlemen, it's a fingertips. Only you click a few click, people can find the information about you in the social media or by using the Google search. So they can easily find out who are you, what are your expertise, and what you can contribute to their companies. So here you can see the importance of personal brand to develop your career, because the internet age can easily lead to the employer to search you about you on the Google or social media. So let's say you don't have any personal brand. So how are you going to develop or you going to be available in the social media and Google when people are looking for certain expertise? So you can see the role of personal brand, where you can attract your job opportunity. So since it's just a few click to search in the social media and Google, so it is important to be aware of how you are presented online. Let's say you already have a personal brand, so you have to upgrade monthly or yearly your profile in the social media or in the academic database. So you have to regularly update your information so that the information available in the personal brand are up to date. Personal branding also can help you control the narrative about yourself and introduce yourself in the best light possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you cannot go and tell each and everyone who are you, what are the expertise you have. So, the role of introducing yourself actually can well played by the personal branding activity. So personal branding actually can narrative about yourself and introduce yourself to the crowd in the best light possible, because you can develop your own personal branding as you wish, because you can use all the social media and Google and academic database, and you can develop as you wish, and you can tell what you want to tell to the crowd, so that they are attracted to you for a specific reason or for a specific expertise. So that's the advantage of personal branding, where you have the control to tell about yourself and introduce yourself to the employer or to the other uh, world or crowd. It's also a way to stand out from the competition. So once you have personal branding, it's clearly show that you are the expert in this particular field. So it's automatically is a way to stand out from the competition, because the employer, from your personal branding, they know that you are most likely the candidate for this job opportunity, because you already clearly show that your in your personal branding that you are capable of doing this task based on specific expertise. So the personal branding actually uh, make sure or ensure that you stand out from the competition in the competitive world. So these are the four important reasons why uh, you must develop your personal branding. So the first one, help one stand out from the crowd, which is very important. Without personal branding, you cannot stand out from the crowd. You become part of the crowd rather than you stand out from the crowd. Of course, it lead to opportunity because you advertise yourself through the personal branding activity, so which lead to opportunity in the competitive world. And it's also develop the trust of you among the employers, because you reveal your information with confidence. So this will develop the trust among the employers. And people always screen us through the online system, so this will open up many opportunity for us for the job, for the career success or personal success. And so these are the four important reasons why you must develop your personal brand. The next question we should answer: why personal branding is essential for career success. So there's maybe some of you have this question: how the personal branding can help in the career success. Maybe it's a branding will be helpful to sell a product, not to for the career success. But the literature and the studies show otherwise, where personal branding actually can help uh, shaping your career, whether you are aware or not, whether you are intentionally created the personal brand. Your personal brand is speaking loud about you and influencing your career success. So that's the finding from various studies and as reported in the literature. Whether you are aware or not aware is not important. Whether you are intentionally created or not created, your personal brand is always speaking loud about you and influencing your career success. Especially as a PhD and master student, the personal brand always play an important role. Where we will see later how this developing a personal brand can help in your career success. So career success always depend on your felt impact. Ladies and gentlemen, the felt impact play a very important role in the career success. So how the world going to perceive the value you create in your expertise, within your expertise, is very important for shaping your career. So the felt impact always want to see by the employers. So how your expertise can create impact which really can change the current situation or can provide solution for the current problem, which and how the world going to perceive the value you created through your expertise is very important. So for this felt impact to be positive and significant, you must pay attention to the three drivers of career's success. So the felt impact to be positive and significant, how to uh, the felt impact create a positive and significant environment, you must pay attention to the three drivers of career success, which is performance, partnership, and perception. So all these three are the three drivers of career success. So the performance is how you create an impact in your career. To perform effectively, you need skill, the right mindset, set and effectiveness to create an impact, the felt impact. So how are you going to create an impact through your performance? You need a skill and you need a right mindset, positive mindset, and also effectiveness of your performance. You can perform, and if there is no effectiveness, you might not create an impact in your job. So all these three skill, mindset, and effectiveness play a very important in your performance. To be a good performer, you need a specific skill, positive mindset, and your performance always effective in a particular task. Then the partnership help multiply your impact. So how are you going to multiply your impact? You need partnership. So you amplify the value you created by working better with and through others. In your job world, if you cannot work with others, sometimes you become a failure because your relationship with your peers is worse. So to increase your performance, you always need a partnership which will help multiply your impact. And because the current world is a multidisciplinary world where you need various expertise in your job to solve any job related problem. So you need a partnership. So uh, the partnership eventually will help you to multiply your impact in your performance. And finally, to ensure the world see and feel the impact you created, you need to shape perception proactively. So this require an authentic, present, effective personal brand and strategic communication. So you can see the three drivers: performance, partnership, and perception. All these actually you can achieve through your personal branding, because you can advertise your skill, your mindset, and your effectiveness of your performance in your personal branding activity. And also you can highlight your partnership, how you work with others. That's why in the title I say with USM name. So your partnership as a postgraduate student or graduate student, your partnership at the current moment is with USM. So you can use the USM name to create the impact, because you have a link with USM, and the lecturers and the staff in USM, actually you can multiply your impact in your career. So that's how you can develop your partnership, your personal brand with USM. And finally, to enhance or to make sure the perception on you uh, about your impact to the world. So you have to develop the personal branding based on this partnership and performance. So as a postgraduate student, you can your performance in a particular field. like you are expert in what, in chemistry, in physics, in biology, maybe in different, you have a specific skill in different field of biology, physics, and chemistry. So you have your right mindset about this field, and how you can create effective performance based on your on the skill and mindset. And also the partnership with different, maybe with the industry, or with the universities. You can tell the employer that you can multiply the impact when they recruit you as an employer in this or in a particular company to solve a specific problem. So all this will eventually create the impact uh, of you, so that the employer actually there is no option without choosing you as an employer for their companies. Okay, then the personal branding, traditionally they use for the domain of celebrity and politician or professional uh, who looking for success in their careers. So traditionally the personal branding was used by the celebrities. If you see in 1950, 40s, normally the celebrities, the actress and actors, or the politician use the personal branding. However, with the introduction of the internet and the concurrent race of social media, so the ladies and gentlemen, now the number of social media increase. The latest one maybe TikTok, and the rebranding of social media like Twitter to X. All this show the importance of social media, or the number of social media increase in the world of internet. So personal branding has evolved into a phenomenon not only exclusive to professional and celebrities, but as a postgraduate student, you also can use the personal branding for the academic success, because you can post your personal branding in the web or in the internet, so that people can search you in the Google or in the internet. And most of the people, even you go to the shop during your dinner or lunch, you can see people, although they are physically present, they are normally interact through the social media. They are busy with their handphone because they are interacting with other people through the social media. So personalized digital profile where present yourself via the content that publish and share. Actually you can interact by publicize your personal brand. Actually you can interact with other people throughout the world, because this information actually available in the social media or internet, where people can search you or information about you, because you already publish the content which describe yourself in the internet, like social media or the academic based social media. So by publishing personalized content on social media, individuals are able to present themselves in favorable manner to a broad range of audience that can be reached immediately. So the personal brand which is available in the social media or in the internet uh, ensure that you are present to a vast audience, because if you go individually or physically, you want to promote yourself, it is maybe you will cover 100 or 200 people, but at a time you can cover thousands of people by by publishing your personalized content or by developing your personal brand in the internet. So you can directly contact to a vast number of audience, not only the number, the quantity, but broad range of audience. It's mean different type of audience, not only the scientific committee, maybe the normal public all will know you because of your published uh, personal brand in the social media. So social media has made personal branding both more relevant and far reaching than ever before. Because of that, because of the available of the social media, your personal branding now can be more relevant to tell about yourself, your expertise, and far reaching than before. Because if you use the conventional advertising media, you might reach a less number of people, but by using social media and internet, actually you can reach thousands of people within a second. That's the miracle of internet. So since the internet are available throughout the world, so we should benefit from creating our personal branding and publicize it in the internet so that you can reach the entire world. So the popular platform for personal branding as a graduate and postgraduate student. So what are the available popular platform for personal branding as a graduate and postgraduate student? Of course, you can use other social media like YouTube, TikTok, but there are specific platform for branding, personal branding as a graduate and postgraduate student. And the common one is a Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science. So all these available through USM. Actually, Scopus are very high cost, very expensive. Web of Science also high cost and very expensive. So as a student, that's why I in the title I say with USM name. Actually, you can register freely to the Scopus and Web of Science. So these are the most important uh, platform for personal branding of a graduate and postgraduate student. The first one is a Google Scholar. So any index related academic paper in the sensible web. So any paper can be detected by Google Scholar, any publication, whether research paper, conference paper, abstract, anything you publish with your name, the Google Scholar actually can detect. It is free, not biased based on language. There is no language biases because it detect all language. If your name available, the Google Scholar will detect and index under your name. And the Scopus actually is a not free database, is very high cost. So if you are lucky because USM pay million of money to access the Scopus database, which consists of 5,000 plus journal, serial title 22,800 serial title, and 150,000 plus book or chapter in book according to 2019 statistic. Is very high cost, and only those publication in the English language will be detected by Scopus. And Web of Science, another database you can use as a graduate and postgraduate student, where uh, 20,000 plus journal article index in the Web of Science. It's very high cost. You are lucky because USM pay million of money to access this Web of Science, and they are only detect the journal, paper, or article, or chapter in book in English language. But in terms of accuracy, Web of Science is highly accurate and high quality journal, followed by Scopus. Scopus also we can say is very high quality compared to Google Scholar, which index all kind of journal and paper without in regard without seeing their publisher, whether the publisher practice the ethics in publication. So all the paper will be dumped into the Google Scholar indexing system. So you can, as a graduate and postgraduate student, you should create account in Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science in order to increase your visibility. And later, uh, because your visibility in these databases, you might increase the employability, the probability of employability uh, of you after the graduation. So all these Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science normally provide the H index in their website, where the H index is highly depend on the citation you receive. After you publish your paper, the more the citation, your H index will increase. So what the H index tell, the higher the H index, it means that author is highly recognized and extensive, actually highly recognized. If you have the higher the H index, you are highly recognized as an expert in your field. So H index actually indirectly can increase your employability because the higher the H index means you are highly recognized within the field. So the lower the H index means you are not recognized in your field. So these three are the most important indexing body. You can develop your personal branding. Of course, it's easy because you are USM student. Currently, you are USM student, so you can use USM email to develop your database in this indexing body, Google Scholars Corpus and Web of Science, because they will ask verify email to create the database or your account in this different field. So in the upcoming slide, we'll see how these Google Scholars, Corpus, Web of Science, and other online platform can help you to develop your personal brand and how they can transform your life from zero to hero only by creating an account in this Google Scholars, Corpus, Web of Science, or other academic related platform. Actually, you can within few years you can become a hero in the academic world. So we'll see how this indexing body or the academic based platform can help you to transform from zero to hero. Okay, so we go like 10 minutes rest, then we will continue about 12:15. Okay, so 10 minutes rest, we'll continue at 11:15. Okay, so we can continue now. So in the previous slide, we already see what is personal brand and how the personal brand can influence your job opportunity, and what are the reasons to create your personal brand, and the personal branding activity how going to influence your opportunity in the job world. So all this actually tell you the importance of personal branding activity. So after this we going to see the real work you should done to develop your personal brand in the academic based platform. And the most important one, these three: Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science. So ladies and gentlemen, your job as a student or postgraduate student, you just have to create your account and update the information regularly in this website. Clear your data clearance is very important, because Google Scholar can detect similar name as in your profile. So you must delete the that one with your similar name with you. The data captured in your Google Scholar account with your name, similar name with you, so that your data is clean and people can trust. Similarly, Scopus and Web of Science also sometimes can detect your same name in your, or capture the same name in your database. So please make sure you make a cleansing process regularly. How to do that? You can request by clicking some of the function in the website. You just click and request for deleting or add some other publication into your database. Okay, so as we can see here, the most important is a Web of Science, or accuracy of quality. The most quality is a Web of Science, followed by Scopus and followed by Google Scholar. And there are other platform also you can use to develop your personal branding in these academic databases or platform. So the first one is Web of Science. So what you can do as a postgraduate student, you just click for sign up a new account. If you already have an account, you can sign in. If you don't have the account, you can uh, register new account, like how you register your email. You can do that because USM pay this website so that you can easily can do the registration inside the USM compared to you go back to your home. So use the USM account and to register as one of the member of Web of Science. So what will happen once you register, whatever publication you publish, which is indexed in Web of Science, will be captured by this website, which is very important, because you will get notice by the other researcher, where you can see about 15 million researcher are registered with this database. So once your name appear, actually will be noticed by 15 million researcher when they're looking for a paper to for their literature review. So your name will be noticed when you register as a member of this Web of Science, because it's involved about 15 million researchers throughout the world. And you can understand the citation impact. The citation impact very important when you publish, as I uh, I think I discussed this in the previous workshop, how to increase the number of publication. Why you publish? Because you want to receive the citation. So once you submit the paper, the reviewer will read and the reviewer recommend for publication. Then the paper will publish in the journal. After publication, the readers will read. After download your paper, they read and they might cite the work you mention in your paper in their new papers where they publish in the journal. So by citing your work in the new paper, you get citation because the citation will create impact in your career success. How we will see later. So the citation in context with the profile that show you are more than just a number. So the number of citation is not only number. The more the citation, the higher the H index, so that your expertise are very high in the particular field. So the citation actually reflect your expertise. The more the number of citation is not merely a number, but your expertise. The more the citation, you are the most expert in the field. So when your citation increase in this database, Web of Science, means it shows that people read your paper more than the other researcher around the world. And you are the expert or you are the reference for the particular field. So this how this registration within the Web of Science create impact in your career success. So when a university looking for lecturers, they will normally look at your Web of Science profile. If you have more citation, they will easily recruit you as a lecturer or a scientist or lab staff because of your high citation in the Web of Science. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a postdoctoral fellow in a well-known university like Oxford, Nanyang Technology or National University of Singapore, what they see to recruit you as a postgraduate or postdoctoral fellow, they will see the index, the citation impact in this Web of Science corpus and Google Scholar. So you can see the number citation is not merely a number, but it shows your expertise. And when your profile appear, it track your contribution to demonstrate your expertise throughout your career. So people can track uh, your contribution and your expertise within this database. If you register with this database, actually people can track your contribution and your expertise throughout your career, because all the papers you publish throughout your career will be indexed in this database. And also manage one profile that synchronized with ORCID, because this Web of Science actually they are synchronized or they are collaborate with the ORCID ID. You can see in the green color ORCID ID. We will see later what is ORCID ID. So giving your name more visibility with less effort, because ORCID ID now commonly used by most of the world-renowned university to recruit the lecturer. Even for publication, when you submit, the journal asks your ORCID ID. So the ORCID ID become more important, and Web of Science are collaborating with ORCID ID. So in the ORCID ID um, website, you can see the link to Web of Science. So they are linked uh, each other actually link. In the Web of Science, you can see your ORCID ID. In the ORCID ID website, you can see the Web of Science. So these actually increase your visibility. Whenever people visit the ORCID ID, actually they can see your Web of Science profile also. So this actually manage one profile that synchronized with ORCID, giving you more visibility with less effort. So by creating your profile in the Web of Science, actually you are linking with the ORCID ID also. So less effort, more visibility. So after you create your Web of Science profile or account, your account will appear something like this in the first page. When people Google your Web of Science profile, you can see something like this. So what you can see in the website, your name, um, your award, and here you can see the ORCID ID in the green color, light green color. So you click, actually the website will open for the ORCID ID. So the other ID, under the section of other ID, you can click and you can see the uh, ORCID ID. So that's why if you create your profile in this Web of Science, actually you automatically link with other ORCID ID, which increase your visibility among the researcher or scientists. And the other features, you can see the H index, number of publication on your right hand side, total citation and other things. So here your recognition, highly cited research, top reviewer in the world, actually the award provided by the Web of Science, by just register and maintain your profile, actually you can be nominated as a highly cited research in the field for the year 2022, 2021. So highly cited research which recognize the scientists as a top scientists in the world. So you can see by just creating a profile in the Web of Science, you can become a hero from the zero just because you are highly cited researchers. Your name, if in Malaysia, if you are recognized as a highly cited research, your name will be publicized in the Ministry of Education at Putrajaya, Malaysia. You can go to the Ministry of Education building, you can see your name publicized because you are highly cited researcher. So that's how you just create a profile in Web of Science. Once your citation increase, for this case, this Prof. Ibrahim, his citation is 5,205. So he was awarded at highly cited research in the field in 2022. So you can see just creating a website, you can be a hero from the zero. And once you are highly cited researcher, you will be well recognized by the scientific community. So they might invite you as a invited speaker, keynote speaker, plenary speaker, or they might invite you as a reviewer for the journal, or they might you can easily get your promotion if you're highly cited researcher in your universities. So all that determined by your profile in the Web of Science. So that's how it can create an impact in your life as an academic person. Okay, that is Web of Science. So the Web of Science, there is how they recognize the researcher by awarding these highly cited researcher yearly. Okay, the second website is Scopus, where you can create the account and your profile by registering yourself with the Scopus in the Scopus database. So what you can do, go to the Scopus, Google search the Scopus and create your email with your email, your own account. Once you create your account, under your profile, whatever paper you publish will be indexed or will be captured in your profile. So I show my own things here. So after you register, you might see something like this in your first page. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the after you create your own profile, actually it's linked with Orchid ID also. Again, the green color one, you can see the green circle. Actually, it's linked to the Orchid ID. So what the Google profile will provide, the citation, the total citation, the number of paper, the document, actually number of paper you publish, and your H index, and throughout the years you can analyze how many paper you publish each year, what the citation you receive, all that. And what how after you create the profile, you also can become a hero from the zero in the academic world, because uh, Scopus also recognize the scientists as a world top 2% scientist, Stanford by Stanford University. So who analyzed the Scopus database by Stanford University, and they will provide the list of world top 2% scientists. So you are the, if your name listed as a top 2% scientist, uh, you will recognize as a top 2% scientist in the world. And this process is actually done by Stanford University. So by simply creating a profile and publishing your work yearly, actually you can become a zero to zero. So you can see the university will congratulate, like this year, 69 USM researcher was recognized as a world top 2% researcher in the world in their respective field. So these are the researchers who recognized as a top 2% in this year for citation of 2022. So you can be a zero, from the zero to be a hero, just by creating your profile in the Scopus database. What you have to do, you create your profile, then you publish and you capture your data in the Scopus database, and one day your name also will appear as a world top 2% scientist list. So that's how you get recognition, or you develop your personal branding by indexing or by creating your profile in the Scopus database. So this is a second uh, best database you can use to create your profile. And the third one is a Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is a free database where you can create your profile by registering your name into the Google Scholar. So once you can, if you don't have the account, you can go to the sign in, then you can see register. You just register like how you register your email, but they will ask for a verified email. Again, as a USM student, you can use USM ID, email ID to create a Google Scholar. So once you create, your profile will appear something like this. Okay, so you can see the verify email at usm.my. So you need a verify email with any institution. So as a USM student, you can use the USM email ID. and your field also appear under your name. Your professor or student, PhD student or University Science Malaysia, verify email at USM, your field of study, your number of paper you publish, all the paper will capture under your profile. And on your right hand side, you can see the citation you receive, your H index, your I-10 index, the number of paper, the bar chart show the number of paper you publish, the citation received by the number of paper you publish yearly. So Google Scholar also recognize or reward the scientists by publishing the AD scientific index. This one, for example, for year 2024. So how you can become zero to hero, because this AD scientific index show uh, your rank in your university, in the country, in the Asian country, in the world. So you can see, for example, this person Anli is a well recognized within the university. Is a top one scientist. First, a top scientist in the Monash University, Malaysia, and in Malaysia is a top 3% scientist. So you can see the Google, just creating your profile in the Google Scholar, you can create an impact in your branding, in your personal branding, by getting the recognition from the Google Scholar, by see the AD scientific index. And Prof Anli also top 3% scientists in the world. You can see the last column in your right hand side is a top 3% in the red color. In Malaysia is a top 3% scientist. So this how you become a hero from the zero, just by creating your account in the Google Scholar. So ladies and gentlemen, actually by creating your profile and publishing your paper yearly, you can get recognized, and your personal branding become more attractive. One, you are referred as a highly cited research in your field, or by the Web of Science website, or top 2% scientists, world top 2% scientists by Scopus, or you get your recognition from AD Scientific Index for the particular year, as you can see in this slide. So that's how you become a hero from the zero. Of course, you need to publish more papers to get this recognition. But person with more papers, without you register your name under these websites, you might not get the recognition. You can see some only doctor they got recognition, because maybe there are professor who uh, never register under Scopus. He might not get this recognition because his name not in the Scopus database. So in order to get the recognition, you must register with all this database, Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholar. So once you got the recognition, how you can use this to enhance your personal branding? You have to highlight all this. You are the top 3% scientist, recognized by AD Scientific Index by Google Scholar. You are the top 2% scientist, listed by Stanford University, USA. You are the highly cited researcher, recognized by Clarivate or Web of Science database USA. So all this will enhance your personal branding and increase your opportunity to get the job or to get promotion. Okay, then Previously, I talked about the ORCID ID. So you also can develop the ORCID ID, which is very important for the current time, because if you want to submit a paper to Sign Direct or any journal, most of the journal now ask the ORCID ID. So as a student, your name as a first author in the paper, you must provide your ORCID ID to your lecturer so that the lecturer can easily submit the paper. So the ORCID ID you can create freely in this website. Go to Google, search the ORCID ID. Then if you have account, you can sign in. If you don't have account, you can register as a new member of ORCID ID website. So once you create the ORCID ID, uh, you will see something like this, the website. You log in, you can see your ORCID ID in your left hand side, website and social link, because the ORCID ID you can link with your other website like Google Scholar, Scopus, Researcher ID or Web of Science. You can link other ID or your social link, your YouTube, your TikTok, whatever you can link with the ORCID ID. Is a one-stop platform where you can merge your entire personal branding databases. So the keyword, your country, you can see in the left hand side, and your employment history. So you can you can add the employment history. Let's say you work in 3 university, you can add educational and qualification, your education background, you can add all this information. So the work, actually the number of paper you publish, the last one, the green color box, it shows the number of paper you publish. Actually some in the foreign country like USA, sometimes they ask to create your CV by using the ORCID ID, not from any other template. So actually you can create your CV based on this ORCID ID if you already upload all your information in the ORCID ID. I think in the future, ORCID ID become an official database for the creating your CV for promotion in any other university in the world. So make sure you create your ID and add all the data or update all the data required by this website. Okay, besides Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science and ORCID ID, you also can create your profile in LinkedIn, which can increase your visibility. Just go to LinkedIn and create your account. If you have your account, uh, if you don't have your account, you register as a new member and create your own account. What's important about LinkedIn is because you can professionally connect to other researcher, lecturer, and others. It's different from social media. LinkedIn more like professional social media. So you can connect and also you can advertise your expertise, your program, your if you are looking for employer or you are looking for job, what expertise you have, you can advertise all that in the link in. And you also can connect to the various CEOs, the manager, general manager, the lecturers, the scientists, the professional people in the different field throughout the world by using the LinkedIn media. So please register. Uh, LinkedIn. Once you register, you will get your profile something like this. And I know my personal experience. There are many fresh postgraduate students. They receive or they get job because they advertise themselves in the LinkedIn. So this is one of the way as a graduate and postgraduate student to attract the job opportunity. And also people are posting job opportunity in the LinkedIn. Various companies, universities, and other different field of people are posting the job opportunity in the LinkedIn. So you are always updated by LinkedIn database on the available job opportunity. So by creating your profile in LinkedIn, not only you attracting the job opportunity, but also you can collaborate with the professional around the world. Okay, the last one for the databases, ResearchGate. ResearchGate is a more active site for scientists who want to check uh, the profile of other researcher in order to initiate scientific research collaboration among the scientists, or sometimes the student can post their question in the research gate where various experts can respond to the question, where sometimes you have a problem in your research and your supervisor also not really sure how to solve it. So you can post the question in the research gate and you will get response or answer from various scientists throughout the world. And also the research gate can create impact on your personal brand because it's it's record the number of publication. As you can see here, the number of publication, the number of read, how many time your papers, your work was read by others, and number of citation you receive by the researcher. So in order to get a ResearchGate profile, you must register uh, by searching the ResearchGate in Google. Once you reach the ResearchGate, click and register as a member. Then you can upload your picture, your university name, your current work, what you are doing, and you can briefly introduce yourself, who are you, what you are doing. So all these are very important. And how the ResearchGate reward the scientists, there is a weekly rewarding system where the research gate will publish who are the top uh, researcher in the school. Let's say for Inform, I'm from Inform Institute for Research in Molecular Medicine. Weekly, there is a report who are the highly uh, read or receive the high read or number of reads in the institution. So that's how you get recognition. And most of the conference organizer normally they read your profile in the research gate in order to invite you as a keynote or plenary speaker or invited speaker. So what's the difference between plenary and invited and normal speaker? The plenary keynote or invited speaker normally fully sponsor. They are traveling, their hotel, accommodation, everything fully sponsored by the organizer. So that's another recognition you receive by creating your profile in the various academic database. So based on your number of citation, number of publication, number of read, people might invite you because the number of reads show that how much you are recognized by your peers throughout the world. So once they recognize you, they might invite you as an invited speaker. So for example, this slide show you a conference which participated by 600 people from 50 countries and 200 presenter. So you can see the number 600 people was participate from 50 country and the number of presenter in the conference is 200. But in the conference page, they only publish these 14 faces. Why? Because they already developed their personal brand. They are already advertised and they highlight their expertise and these 14 faces you can see the 14 scientists in these scientist pictures. They are the leaders of in the particular field. Out of 200 presenter, only the 14th face was published. Why? Because they have their personal brand, so that the conference organizer can pick up these 14 people as important people in the conference. Although 200 presenter, not all pictures are published in this conference website, only the 14. Why this 14 selected? Because they become hero from the zero by developing their personal brand in the various database. For example, in the research kit, maybe one of these scientists might have high number of read, maybe 200,000 read. So the conference organizer think this is the scientists who regularly read by the peers. So they invite them as a invited speaker or preliminary speaker or keynote speaker, and their pictures was publicized because of their personal branding. If let's say one of these 14 people never register in various database, they might not invited by the conference organizer because there is no way to detect a person without a personal branding in the databases. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how much important the personal branding activity in order to get recognized in your career. Okay, other than these databases, you also can use various type of social media to promote yourself, which you should do now because as a postgraduate student, after this you're going to look for a job or other opportunities or personal development. So you need to promote yourself in the social media because this is an information age or internet age. The only platform people always active is internet or Google search. So you can publicize your face, your expertise in these various social media like Facebook, X or Twitter, Google Plus, Instagram, TikTok or YouTube. YouTube, you can create you can talk about your personal things and what your expertise, and you can publish a short video like 1 minute or 2 minute video in YouTube by creating your own account. YouTube also free, TikTok also free. TikTok is a current social media very active, so you can create your short video about yourself and publicize in the TikTok social media and other like Facebook and other databases so that you get recognized. So these are some of the database you can try in real time, and you can start work from today so that you can increase your visibility. When you finish your master or PhD in 2 years time, you can attract job opportunity easily. And the plus point you have USM name. You can always say you are a USM graduate, because if you see most of the USM is a top ranking university in the world, and you will easily can get postdoctoral position lecturers because you are graduate from USM. So you can use USM name to promote yourself, which will be the extra value in your personal branding. And of course, you might think, why publication? When come to academic field, uh, why personal branding mostly based on the publication? Because this is a very important question. Without publication, you might not get recognized in all these databases. So in order to get recognized in all these databases, you must have more publication. So as a student, sometimes your lecturer has to write papers. So you must use the opportunity to write more papers. More you publish, you will get more recognized, and your job opportunity become easier. And as a young lecturer, to be promoted as a associate professor, or in the company to promote a senior staff, all that become easy because uh, your appearance in these databases. So why personal branding mostly based on publication? Because publication are still used during many procedure throughout the world. First, to select an excellent candidate for position as a PhD student, postdoc, and academic staff, or as an industry employer in the industry, the publication always play an important role. Why the industry must select you? Because all the interviewer, when the interviewer interview you, most of you have the same degree, master, PhD, or undergrad. But what extra you have? Your publication. So you can convince the interviewer, say that you have 10 publication in the field. So the company definitely going to select you because of your publication. So the publication always be the important tools to determine who's the excellent candidate uh, for a company, for PhD student, for a position as a lecturer, as an employer in a institution, and also to select a recipient of grant. So now the number of grant offered is very limited. The competition is very high. So how they determine who will receive the grant based on the number of paper you have. So that's why the number of paper is very important. Maybe some of you want to be a lecturer. Then without grant, you cannot survive as a lecturer. So how to get lecturer? You must have more papers to promote to professors, or in the company to become a senior staff. You need papers. Now even the private company, they publish with like universities the papers in order to get promotion. In other field like nurse or other field, you still, if you have publication, you will easily will be promoted. So in order to get promotion also, you need publication. To distribute internal grant resources and infrastructure in university or any institution, sometimes you have publication, you will easily get the internal grant or resources, or you can access to the infrastructures in the institution easily, because you have extra things in your profile, which is publication. To establish scientific collaboration in the context of international network, to create the international network, you need a scientific paper. Let's say you write a scientist in Oxford Journal, you say Oxford University, you say I want to collaborate in this particular work, but you might not get reply. Even you might not get reply because your number of publication, your profile is very poor in term of publication. But if you have highly cited, you have high citation, high H index, high number of paper, you will be easily can collaborate with the world scientists or scientific network. To select a reviewer editor for journal, how they select you as a reviewer or editor based on number of paper, number of citation, your H index. Again, to select speaker on a scientific conference as an invited keynote speakers, you need number of paper, number of citation, H index. Without that, you might not invited as a keynote or plenary or invited speaker, where normally fully sponsored by the organizer to attend the conference. To select members of scientific commission, to evaluate grant proposal or select a new staff member, to be a panel in a particular task, to be selected as a member of panel, they still see the number of paper, citation, and H index. So, and also the university ranking, the time university ranking, and there are various university ranking. Uh, so how they rank the university, one of the important criteria is number of paper you publish in that year and the number of citation received by the papers in the particular years. So that's how the university was ranking. One of the important essential factor is the number of papers in the university and where they publish. So that's why the publication play an important role in the developing of personal branding. Unless you want to become a actress or actor or singer, maybe it's not important. But now, day by day, most of the field outside there, they require papers by the employer so that the papers or the person can contribute effectively in their companies. Okay, thank you. And now I open for the Q&A. And before that, some final tips. So from the talk, you can see uh, how you can grow from zero to hero by developing your personal brand. First thing you must understand, nobody know you like these people, where they are world-known people, world-known scientists, world-known politician, world-known um business magnate, or world-known entertainer like Michael Jackson. Oprah is a media magnate, or Mahatma Gandhi. We are not like these people. We are not very famous and nobody know us. But you, when you apply the you develop the personal branding, or you brand yourself in a particular database or in the social media, one day you might be one of these people. But in order to become famous, you also must develop some important expertise within yourself, or unique expertise within yourself, and you promote yourself in the databases by developing a personal brand. You will success in your career because of your personal brand. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the current stage, you might not have any profile in the Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholar, LinkedIn. You don't know. Actually, you are not aware the miracles can happen when you publicize your name, your profile in these databases. Actually, within the day, within few years, you can become a hero when you work out, as I mentioned throughout the talk. So best of luck. Now I like to open for Q&A. Any question? Uh, yeah, there is a question in the chat. Um, you can post your question in the chat also. We just choose one of the platform. Actually, you can use all platform, not only one. Because the more you use, the more platform you create your profile, your branding, the more visible you become. So my suggestion, at least the platform, the website I show in the talk, you can use all that in order to create impact as a student. And because all the database I discussed during my talk is based on the academic based database, so you actually can use all the databases. If you don't have, you have to create now because it's free, and all your papers will be captured within the databases so that you can use that for your for the development of your personal profile. Any other question? Do we need to individually update our paper for each platform? Okay, normally that's why I say you only need to create your profile, and most of the time the database will capture the paper you publish automatically. But as I say in the during the speech, the talk, that you have to clean the profile. Sometimes similar name will be captured within your profile. So you have to delete the name which appear in your profile so that you have a clean database. So the answer is you no need to update your papers in the platform, but you have to do the cleaning process regularly, at least 1 year once. You just go through. Once you log in, actually you can delete, like the Google Scholar. You can delete whichever not related to you, or you can like Scopus and Web of Science. You have to request. There is a uh, instruction you can give which data you want to delete from your profile. Then you request to the, it can submit online within the Scopus and Web of Science database. Once you log in, you can do that. So the database will capture by automatic, but you have to clean your data regularly. Okay, any other question? Okay, so before we stop, um, so I suggest some of the database like Scopus you can easily access through the USM internet service because USM pay. If you go outside, you might not access to the Scopus. Similarly to the Web of Science. So since you are a student here, so you can create your profile and make sure whatever paper you publish, it's appear in these databases. If not, you can request to add the publication. Although I say it's automatic, sometimes your paper, because of your name, or after you graduate, you go to different institute, your paper might not capture in your profile. So in order to upload the latest paper with different name or different institution, you can require or you can send message to the corpus or Web of Science by access to their website, and you can send the message and they will respond within 1 week. They will upload the uh, the paper you request to be updated in your profile. So try and you will see the miracles happen, and the power of this media, the platform, we cannot simply say in the word, but in the real world, you can experience the power of this platform, which can transform you from zero to hero. So please try before you leave USM because uh, it is free within the USM network. Okay, so any other question? Okay, if there is no question, we will stop here and thank you and good luck.